So our design says the height of the wall is 5 meters, 5.4 meters, and the length is so and so meters. So there is no way that you are going to need more bricks than what is on the design. A lot of us, a lot of people, when they get money, the first thing that they look at is buying a car, which is fine. You have to do due diligence on the legitimacy of the land. Usually, getting land before there is compliance, it's usually cheaper because people will be hesitant.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and I'm sure you can just see by the view on my background that I'm at a house that is being constructed here in Arlington East. So there's a 31-year-old guy who called me and said, come and see something that I'm doing so that maybe it might inspire someone who is looking to build in Zimbabwe. So I'm here, guys, and what I'm seeing on site is really beautiful and is doing amazing things for a 31-year-old. I've seen that many people at times they fail to do something like this even at old age, but he has managed. So he's going to share with us his journey on how he acquired land, how he managed to build something like this, the costs associated in building this project in Arlington Estate, so that maybe you can learn one or two things. So let's welcome him, Eric.
All right, yes, thank you. So my name is Eric Urayai. I'm 31. I'm an engineer, and I'm currently a resident in Australia. I moved to Australia about 1.5 years back. I used to stay here in Zimbabwe. Yes, and this is the project that we have embarked on. Okay, so yes, I'm building here in Arlington Estate, which is about 3 kilometers away from the airport.
Eric, I think this is amazing. At 31, building a mansion like this one, it's really amazing, and well done for building a project like this. I think many people might be interested in knowing, how did you acquire land in Arlington East, considering that it's known to be very expensive. So ndimbinga zacho zinenge zichitaura. Maybe if you can just take us through on how you managed to acquire land in Arlington East.
Okay, so I started looking for this for land way back in 2022 when I was still working here in Zimbabwe. I was working at one of the local mines as an engineer as well, and that's when I started to look at the land. And at that time, here in Arlington East, it was going for, I think it was $40 a square meter. And I spoke to one of Lingate's sales representatives. They gave us some options. They gave us Arlington East, they gave us Hayden Park, and I think they had started the Nyabira project as well. So I looked at all the three options, and Arlington East was favorable. They were offering affordable terms, which were 40% deposit in 4 months. Then the rest are spread over 18 months. So I acquired, this is 500 square meters. We acquired it for about 34,000. I ended up buying it when it was now $65 a square meter. That was in May 2023. That's when I made the deposit. And during that time, that's when I relocated to Australia as well. So I ended up finishing the payment whilst I was in Australia. So the total cost of the land was 34,000, including the interest for the number of years that we took, which for the number of months, sorry, that we took, which was about 5 months that we ended up taking to fully pay the house.
So you mentioned that this land was going for about $40 per square meter when you started acquiring for land in Arlington Estate. Do you even have an idea of how much this land is now going for?
Yes, I understand now they're selling it for $120. And yeah, I was monitoring it because I was actually hurt, because I ended up acquiring it for $65 a square meter, because at first I had the chance to buy it for $40 a square meter. Then because the funds were not permitting, I waited and postponed, and the other time it was 55, and also still I couldn't buy, and I ended up just deciding to get it because I noticed that the prices were going up each and every time. So within a space of a year, the prices had gone up almost 100%.
Okay, so now that you have mentioned that at first it was going for $40 per square meter, and now we are looking at around 120 US dollars per square meter. What is the advice that you can give to those who are starting to acquire land, especially in developing communities? Some they are hesitating when an area is developing. They want to buy land when it's now built up. What's the advice that you can give to people?
Okay, so the advice that I give to people, I think first of all is you have to do due diligence on the legitimacy of the land. Why I say that is, for example, here in Arlington, when we acquired this land, there wasn't compliance yet. So a lot of people are scared because the issues to do with developers who just do work and they don't finish, and you end up not getting the compliance. So the first issue was looking for a reputable construction company or reputable developer, which was Lingate, and we knew that even if they don't have compliance, what they were doing was professional, and they were doing a legit job, and we were going to get compliance. So usually getting land before there is compliance, it's usually cheaper because people will be hesitant. So it's usually cheaper. But when you get it now after there is full compliance, like now, you get it at elevated prices, like what we are getting at $120 per square meter. It's all because everyone has seen now that there is compliance in Arlington. So the advice that I would say is look for land that is still developing, even if there isn't compliance, and just make sure that the developers are legit, and don't wait a long time because prices for land are escalating a lot.
So you mentioned about doing due diligence first before buying any properties or buying any land in Zimbabwe. In this case, what is it that you did exactly before acquiring this land?
All right, so yeah, due diligence can go a wide range, but essentially what I did was I went and looked at then Hayden Park had got compliance, so I looked at Hayden Park. I searched for all the data that I could on Hayden Park, how long they took to develop it, and when they got compliance. You also go to council and ask the legitimacy of it. But the major thing that you need to do is also consult professional real estate agents and solicitors who are lawyers that are in that field. They will help you and take you through the whole process, and also as part of due diligence, we have to look at the title deeds, the parent deed that Lingate had. You give it to your solicitor because your solicitor is acting on your behalf. So a lot of times we try and cut this process of engaging a solicitor or a lawyer in other terms. But that is, I think, the very important aspect, because if you get your solicitor, they're acting on your behalf. So when they look at the title deed, they will be able to do all the searches that the land is legit. They do all the searches with the deeds office. They would do all the searches with the councils. They will do all that for you, and then they will advise you accordingly whether that is legitimate or not. Okay, so in terms of the cost for the solicitors, the total cost, I can't remember offhand the breakdown, but the total cost, which includes the transfer of land, all those searches with the council and with the deeds office, the total cost was around 2,300, including the transfer fees and all the settling costs to the lawyers. So yeah, 2,300 was the total cost.
I heard you mentioning that you started working on this project while you were abroad. Is it correct? And maybe if you can take us on that journey, how did you manage to build this beautiful project while you are miles away from home?
Yes, so I started. We started construction, the actual groundwork, in January 2025. We finished paying for this land in December 2023. So the whole of 2024, we are doing the transfers. I didn't want to start building before we got the title deeds. So after we got the title deeds, which is a process which took about six or so months, mainly because of some issues to do with Zimra. So how I was managing even that title transfer process was I gave a power of attorney to my mother and my young brother, who managed to do those, to act on my behalf to do the transfers. Then fast forward to construction now, the first thing that I made sure I treated this as a typical project. So on a typical project, you do your designs first, front-end designs, that's your 3D drawings. Then you do detailed drawings where you have an engineer and there is specifications of how much steel you need, how it's going to be bent. Then after your designs, you do the construction. So managing it, I made sure that our designs are perfect, or our detailed designs are. So we engaged the architects who did the architectural drawings, then the engineers who did the engineering drawings. Managing them was simple because we could discuss over a call, and we could make a Teams meeting and we could discuss all the drawings and the designs. So that one was pretty much easier because I can be able to say, can you adjust here and can you adjust there? So that one was simpler for the designs. So after our designs were okay, we questioned the engineer's design and he will make some amendments. So after those designs were done, I looked for a contractor as well, one of the contractors who was working in Arlington already. Then in terms of managing now, the resources, how you resource them, when you have got proper designs, you are able to calculate with either yourself if you are technical enough, or you can engage technical experts like quantity surveyors. Then I paid for a quantity surveyor to do a detailed breakdown of all the costs, of all the material that is required on each stage. So that bill of quantities that we used is the one that you are going to use with the contractor. So it's when you have got that BOQ now, it's a little bit easier to manage the contractors, because a lot of people are skeptical because they think the contractors will they will request for a lot of cement and they will end up not using it and taking it somewhere else. But when you have got a detailed BOQ, then it's a design, so you know how much it's going to take. So that is, and there are obviously some tolerances that are there. So that's how we managed. So in terms of delivery, I would engage. I looked on Facebook. I looked online for different suppliers of bricks, cement, and it's a little bit easier now because of technology, because I can just do a straight bank transfer into Better Bricks account. So my BOQ says we need 50,000, 20,000 bricks for the substructure. I pay that amount to Better Bricks. Better Bricks, they deliver. I tell the contractor over the phone, can you confirm there are 20,000 bricks indeed? And that is essentially how I manage the delivery of materials. And once I give those materials into the contractor's hands, I've given him the responsibility. So he cannot come back to me and say, no, this is not enough, or some steel have been stolen, because it's now under his jurisdiction, so to say. So it's now under him, so he has to take care of it. That's also so I give all that responsibility and accountability to the contractor. Once I hand over material to him, I will expect the project to be at a certain stage.
I just want to understand, Kuti, are there no cases whereby you are told that we need around 50,000 bricks and you deliver 50,000 bricks and maybe they say, no, they are not enough? Are there no cases like that?
So typically they should be if you do not have a proper BOQ. But when you've got a proper bill of materials, in a bill of materials there are contingencies for breakages and so forth. So there are tolerances to that. So our design says the height of the wall is 5 meters, 5.4 meters, and the length is so and so meters. So there is no way that you are going to need more bricks than what is on the design. So when you properly calculate your BOQ, then you shouldn't have any issue. And I was a little bit fortunate because I've been working in projects for a substantive amount of years, even from my time here in Zimbabwe, and also in Australia where I am. I'm a typical project manager, so it's easier for me then to verify even the quantities that the quantity surveyor has calculated. I can question him, why did you put on this quantity here? Then we can calculate together. He makes me understand the calculation. Then if that process is done properly, then there shouldn't be cases where someone comes and says, no, we need 10,000 more bricks.
So one thing that I've noticed on this project is that it is now on advanced stages. Maybe if you can just take us through the cost of building this project to where it is now, if you are sure of the figures.
So yeah, the beautiful thing about project management, you have to be thorough in your cost so that you determine your final estimated cost. So I'll detail a little bit the costs thus far. The substructure, which is the foundation, I used about 15,400 for the substructure.
Are these US dollars or
US dollars, yes. Yes, US dollars. So we used about 15,400 for the substructure. Oh, actually, let me take you back a little back. I said the land was 34,000. Then the transfer fees were around 2.3. Then I've also got some fees for the designs. So the plan and the construction drawings from the engineer, and also some clearance fees, as well as you pay stamp duty as well when acquiring this land. The total cost of that section was about 7,000, including the transfer fees. So everything from the transfer fees to the plans was 7,000. The stand was 34,000. Substructure, the cost was 15,400 up to the slab level. Then the superstructure, which is the first floor, or the ground floor, sorry, the ground floor superstructure was about 7,300. Then the ring beam was also about 7,100. The cost, the major cost with that was the steel that you require. Then I went on to do the first floor slab, which other people call deck. The total cost for the deck was 15,100. That is inclusive of the major cost was the steel, and I used pre-mixed concrete, so that is also a little bit pricey because you are guaranteed of quality. And I used a concrete pump to pour the concrete, so that 15,000 is inclusive of that. Then first floor superstructure was about 6,100. and then the ring beam was also about 2,300 for the first floor. And roof, the total cost for the roof was 9,800. So thus far the total cost, if I'm still to, if I remember well, so far I'm around 65 thereabout. That just for the construction, but including the land and all the transfer fees, we are on around 106,000. So my final estimated cost, I expect to incur another 45 to 50,000 for the finishings. Yeah, that is the final so the final estimated cost we are looking at, including land, we are looking at around 150, 156, somewhere there about.
Estimating around 100 and something thousand US dollars. Yeah, that's a lot for some people. So maybe some they might be interested in knowing, Kuti, for you to have those amounts of money, how did you manage to save? How were you doing it?
So yes, so yeah, for a lot of people, I think it's a substantial amount of money, but for me as well, I think the key to that was managing to do a number of projects. Whilst I was still here, with a number of projects that we're doing, and also when I went abroad as well, I continued with those projects. So the key for me to that is diversifying. I'm an engineer. I've got another side hustle where we hire out cars, a car rental. So yeah, all those things just coming together, and I think the other key thing as well is financial discipline. Just making sure you save as much as you can. So like I said, the whole of last year we didn't do much except the transfers and all that. We were saving all that amount for us to start this work.
But honestly, at that one, how did you manage to come up with all those projects which can generate around those figures of money?
Okay, listen, I think obviously at 31, I don't know why it sounds as if we are still young, but I finished when I was 20, finished my university when I was 23, 24, I think. So at 31, I've got 8 years experience in the industry. So 8 years is a lot for you to learn and try out. So some of those things, I think I was able to try out whilst I was still working here at the mine that I was working at locally, and I had time to try and do other stuff. A lot of people, when they get money, the first thing that they look at is buying a car, which is fine, which is also what I did. But the approach was the car that I was buying, I made sure that I can be able to rent it out as well. So there are times, a lot of times, I would rent out the car, and it would bring back some returns which you can use as well to further.
About?
It was a Mercedes Benz.
You see? Okay, it's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
It was a Mercedes Benz E-Class, yes.
Okay, well done for that, because I think there are a lot of people who are failing to do that, especially when it comes to saving. Someone as old as around 60 years, they are still renting properties, they are still hiring out even cars, they don't even own cars. So for a 31-year-old, in as much as you are trying to say, I am now old enough, but people, they say life begins at 40, so well done.
Yeah, and also I think the key thing that, yes, we might also talk about it, but the key thing as well is I also have to appreciate. So some might call it luck, but it's not luck. I believe it's God. So some of it we really have to owe it to God, because yes, we might try all those projects and they fail, but also God helps in for us to be able to achieve all those things that we are achieving. God has to put in a helping hand, or has to allow. So I think a huge credit has to be given to God, because I totally understand that a lot of people can try and save, but it won't happen. And I can even try businesses. I've got a number of businesses that I tried myself, and they didn't succeed. But also with patience and prayer, like what I'm saying, some avenues can be opened up. And I really also, in that aspect, I also really appreciate the avenue of relocating to Australia. Has also been really influential in us managing to save a lot of money as well. I wouldn't, truth be told, I wouldn't be able to do half of what we did whilst I was still here.
So one question that I know many people are already asking as they are watching this video is, are you married?
Yes, I'm happily married with a beautiful wife and a handsome young man who's about 7 months old, about 5 months old.
Because I believe some of those things that you are saying, they won't happen if you don't have someone by your side.
True. And truth be told, yes, we got married in 2022, December 2022. And I would say since then, it's as if all those avenues are just opening up. So to all those people out there, I urge you to get married. I think it might open some avenues for you. And yeah. Okay, so I think I'll start with the construction part. I think what people need to understand is it's a typical project, and if you have a chance to go and do project management, there are a number of principles. Cost, you have to manage your cost, you have to manage the quality, and you have to manage the time. So if all those things are interlinked, so if the contractor takes a lot of time, it will also impact the cost. If the quality is not okay, you will have reworks. So I think the first thing that we need to appreciate are those three pillars. Why I need to mention those is that when you are now doing a project, a lot of us, we tend to do we try to do shortcuts on things that are that impact quality, that impact workmanship. So I think the first thing that I would urge people is let us do things professionally. Let us look for proper stuff, regardless of the price. You would rather wait until you afford than to get something that is cheaper. So that will speak to what I was talking about, due diligence of getting a proper land that is there. So that's my advice that I would say in terms of construction. Now are the three things. Why we want to do those? If you engage a professional, you get a professional quotation. If you engage a professional quantity surveyor, he will give you proper bill of quantities which will not change, and you will not be told that you need to add on this and that. So all our problems, if you look at it, all construction problems are all because we are all somehow trying to dodge out the proper way. So that's the first advice. Then most probably to the younger generation, younger than myself, and so some of those my age, I would say, I think the first thing is let us pray to God for opportunities. Yes, let us work hard in everything that we can. The Bible says actually good planning leads to prosperity. So if you do your plan well, then your execution will be perfect. So I think sitting down, doing a proper plan, engaging God into that plan, then definitely God will make those things come through.
So guys, this is the lounge area. Then from here we move on to the dining. So this is the dining and kitchen area. So it's going to be an open plan. So they are going to have islands, what. So I'm sure you can see how beautiful it is. So these are some of the rooms that you can find here. Just look how beautiful. And all the rooms, they are so beautiful, guys. So I'm sure I'm going to get the privilege to come and tour this house when it's done also. Just look at that. So from here, we are moving to the other side. So I heard this one is going to be the TV room. So that's why you see it's kind of dark, so that you can see, you can have that video quality. So this is also another bedroom. So guys, I'm sure you can just imagine a 31-year-old doing all this. This is also another bedroom here. And this is going to be the bathroom. So from here we are moving on to the upstairs. So I'm told this was done on Friday. So just look how beautiful, guys. So this is going to be something else. So here we are. So this one that you're seeing here, I heard this is going to be the pajama lounge. Hey guys, you'll be having this view here. And from here, we're moving on to, wow, this is going to be another bedroom with this view, also with an insert. And from here we're also going to have another bedroom here, whereby you will be having this view. So where my camera is pointing, this is the Epworth side. So just look how beautiful, guys. And this area is building up very fast. People are building very beautiful houses, mansions, and all that. So from here, we move on to the other rooms. I've lost count. So guys, this is all that we had for today, and I hope you really enjoyed watching this video, and I hope this video was really helpful to you, especially if you want to build in Zimbabwe. And if you have got a project that you think you want to share with other people, or you want to inspire other people, please feel free to contact me anytime so that we can come and do a tour, and you can also show your share your story on how you managed to build that beautiful project, or even when you manage to buy a stand, you want to share with people on how you managed to buy that stand. Feel free to contact us, guys, so that we can continue to inspire each other, especially when it comes to building in Zimbabwe. Up until next time, cheers.